4,000 acres. The only state in the United States that comes close to that
Okay, keep
is
that
the
on
state
him. I'm
of
gonna go get
Texas.
a
Yeah,
Texas
tripod.
has
Sure, sure.
64,000 acres. So the promised land was a really huge chunk of acreage that God promised all these people. So, after the flood, Noah was done, I hope you know the story. We're not going to go into all of it, but Noah had 3 sons. His oldest was Japheth, his second one was Seth, and his third one was Ham. Japheth, Seth, and Ham. And after the flood was over with and things started growing back around the area, Noah planted a vineyard, and unfortunately, he got drunk. And while he was laying in his tent, apparently his younger son Ham come in and either having an sexual relationship with his mother or a homosexual life with his dad. Anyway, he wakes up from it and realizes the Bible says, I'm not going to read it, all the verses to you, you can look it up in the 3rd chapter of Genesis. Yeah. And he puts a curse on Ham. Now, he couldn't curse Ham because Ham, all the boys and Noah had done been blessed when they come off the ark. So he couldn't curse him, but he cursed his son, Canaan. And he said, Canaan will be a servant of servants. And he said, Japheth, I'll read this one to you. He said of Japheth, he was going to enlarge Japheth's path. He's going to enlarge Japheth. And he said, Shem is going to be the father of all religions throughout the world. They're called Shemites. So, as the progression came, there's a story told in the Bible of the Tower of Babel. You ever heard of the Tower of Babel? Well, they all congregated in an area, and they started building a huge, now at this point, all these people, now back then people lived 900 years old. I don't know how many kids you can have in that period of time, but still Sarah was producing babies at age 9. So you can produce a whole lot of children in that time, and that's how the world got conquered. So they're all together, they're in one area, and they're building this tower to reach into heaven. And they said, let us build a tower to heaven and make a name for ourselves. These other nations come along and conquer us and we be divided. But they were all one language. And God told his angels, he said, look, we need to go down and confound their languages. We can't have them doing this. Nothing is above the means of possibility of man. He can think of anything and he can achieve it. So we don't want this going on. We don't want them building a tower into heaven. So go down and confound their language. So there was a group with Japheth, there's a group with Seth, and there was a group with Ham. The angels came down and confounded their language. So they couldn't understand each other. Hey, pass me another brick. What did he say? So they couldn't get the work done. So they left off building it and they scattered. Now, in this form of scattering, remember a blessing's been told. Japheth's group is going to be enlarged. The descendants of Ham through his son Canaan are going to be servants of servants. And Seth is going to be the father of all religions in the world. So they separated from that point. And from that point there, Japheth and all his group, they went northwest and became all of Europe. We are all descendants of Europe. That's where all of our background comes from. Seth went northeast. Ham's bunch went south. Now, in Seth's bunch of traveling throughout all of their, and now you can study their continental migration. The Bible tells a whole lot of the history, but other historians have tracked things about history and written down when people have moved and went across, just like our American heritage. We need to start writing down when we start going west, and we have history to back up everything that happened. Well, when Shem's bunch left, and they went up this way, they went until they come up here to a little point in Russia at an